Yo, what is going on, guys? Today I'm bringing you a brand new video showing you everything there is to know about franchise on MLB The Show 22. First off, when doing franchise, sometimes the rosters aren't always the most up to date, so I recommend going into the vault and finding yourself an updated roster if you're wanting that. You can just click square, load saved rosters after you got it from the vault to get it into your franchise. When you're starting your franchise, keep in mind that the options under GM contracts can never be changed once you start your franchise. The only way to get new settings is for you to start a brand new franchise, so be careful. These ones right here on the next page are a little bit different, which we're about to get into. So once you have your franchise started, you can come into the user setting and then mode specific, and you can adjust whether you want to do all of the individual things on the franchise. So say you want to deal with the free agency but not the contracts, then you can just adjust the auto setting accordingly. The critical situations are also pretty fun, but we're going to get into that later. And then you can also come into the general advanced settings and you can turn off injuries. So if that's something you don't want to deal with, that's perfect for you. The roster section is great because you can see all of your players sorted by overall, and then from here you can call up players, you can drop them, or you can even completely edit them if that's what you want to do. And you can also sort by the positions, what level they're in, or even if they're on the 40-man roster, so this makes managing your team super easy. Free agency is cool to come check out during the year just to see if there's any solid pickups that you can just put up an offer and negotiate with any of the players, and sometimes you can find some really solid young talent, so that's great. And then at the end of the year, free agency is amazing because you can sign all sorts of star players with any of the money that your team has, so that's amazing. And then at the end of the season, you can go to contract negotiations, extend the contracts of any of your players that you're wanting to keep on the roster for the following year. Getting into scouting just real briefly, I typically have this on auto because it can be really rough to manage for the entire year, but you can also just select any of your scouts and then assign them to a specific region or specific player, and then they'll go and scout them. And then on top of this, you can hire different scouts who have different ratings for efficiency, scouting pitchers, discovery, and scouting position players. So going along with hiring staff, you can hire and fire your coaches, which come into play a few different ways. First, the coaches have different attributes which can either be positive or negative, so some of the coaches can really hurt your team and some of the coaches can really help your team. And then the coaches also matter because whenever you're signing players, based on how good your coaching staff is, it'll affect the actual contract negotiations that you're putting out. Next up, we have training. You can come into here, set up specific drills that you're wanting your players to run if you're wanting them to work on a specific attribute, and then all these different drills are just going to work on those different attributes. Going over to trades, you can go to trades over at the top, or you can come to trade talks and you can begin offering trades to different teams. The bar at the top is going to show you how much interest the team has in your trade offer and why they might not actually be wanting to accept it at that moment. Trading's a ton of fun on franchise. I personally love it, and you can get some really solid pickups this way. Here we can see on contract negotiations the different things that actually come into play, such as the player's role on the team quality, the coaching staff, the region, and even the overall morale of the actual team. All of these things on top of the actual contract itself comes into play when you're doing negotiations. And there's also a budget tab, which can be great just to go see how much money you're working with and what the financial situation looks like in the future. So something that I really enjoy on franchise is called critical situations, and as you skip throughout the season, random clutch moments are going to pop up like this one, and you can just hop in and play the game. Personally, I really enjoy changing my team to nobody and just watching my team play some of these moments. It can be really fun, it's really relaxing, and it can be a great way to just watch some of the gameplay if you're doing like full season sims on franchise, and it gets especially fun to watch whenever you're doing playoff games. There's also a trade block where you can come and add the players that you're currently interested in trading and then see what players the other teams in the league are willing to trade at the moment. And this can be a good spot to get players for pretty cheap and not have to spend your entire farm for them. So lastly, on franchise, you can come in here and adjust your specific lineups for when you're facing a lefty or a righty, which this can be kind of fun just to come and mess around with sometimes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to drop a like, comment your favorite tip in the video, and subscribe. Peace.